Welcome, one and all. What's up? It's your brother King Simon in the building. How you feeling today? How's the family? How you feeling all over the world? All 196,940,000 square miles of the planet. Yes, I got my specs on. I might have to throw on my blue blockers. These are just regular specs, not, of course, medicated. None of that. Everything is looking good. Making sure that my background is tight as we getting into an interesting lesson today. As you see, man, what a beautiful day it is out here in the mathematical universe. And I hope everyone is doing well on Instagram, on Facebook, on wherever you are. What's up? Adara, how you doing, boo? Adara in the building. What's up, beautiful? Hope everything is well with you and the family. I got to call you. I know you got some stuff coming up. Also, Adara is one of my massage therapists, too, that comes. And I have only 3 massage therapists I have out here that I spread the wealth. Those are the only ones that I trust. And there's 3 of them. Adara Moselle, who's on the line, High Heels, who just got a license probably a couple months ago, a year ago, and she's definitely using her spiritual energy work, and also Dr. Karima. Those are my 3 massage therapists, and one day I'm going to have all of them on here together. You know, I like a good group session. Right here on the air. I like a good group session. Knowing me, I love a good group session. Those who know me love good. I know it. From back in my day, those sisters that know me, I like a good group session. I used to do massage therapy also back in the day too. I got my certification and also licensed under a Japanese teacher back in the day. So big up to AB, the Japanese teacher, who brought his skills from out of his training in Japan to America. And wherever he's at, I hope he's doing well. Yes. Thank you. Where is everybody hailing from? I hope everybody, if you're from out of town, put it in the chat. If you're on Twitter, or I'm not even looking at my Twitter account. We're broadcasting live on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, 2 of my Facebook pages. That's King Simon, and my private ministry of Numerovation. Those who want to join my private ministry of Numerovation, please go to my Linktree. That's Linktree/ King Simon the Numerovator. I'm going to scroll it right now at the bottom. And you could join my private Facebook page, where I do provide I provide discounted courses. The courses that you might be wanting to pay for can be discounted by $5 or $10, depending on the discount of that particular month. But yeah, if you want to take my course on applicable numerovation, or numerovation application, or applied numerovation, I have that course for $55, and those that are in the ministry of Numerovation, they will get it for $50. I take off $5 off of it. And my major course, the 8-hour course, if you want to take that, it's 444 circulation currency. I'm going to be talking about money, currency, and I want to talk about the year of the dragon, because it's not just the year of the dragon. From what I've been studying now, I just want to come from a mathematical, numerovational perspective on how we should handle this new year of the dragon. As a matter of fact, it's going to be the wood dragon this year. So we're gonna talk about it. I also have an old book that a friend of mine gave me. This one is called Chinese Horoscope. I'm going to be talking and reading from there, speaking about that. So I should be up here until like 11:30, 12. Might be up here. I might take some calls. I don't know. Might take some calls. I might put up the call number, but I haven't even turned on the call phone yet. That's why I haven't done it yet. I haven't turned on the call line yet. So please, if you want to join my Ministry of Numerovation through Facebook, if you're a Facebook user, you get a discount. You get discounts and different things on that, because I want to build that audience also. And you get to go to all of my links, my Rumble, my Patreon page. Make sure y'all join my Patreon page. I'm putting up stuff every 2 weeks, old stuff that I've done that I can't put up on YouTube. So the Patreon page is also on Linktree to get bonus and exclusive content. And my new Rumble page is right there. That's the King Simon Review. That's the King Simon Review. I already put Phil Valentine up there that I couldn't really put online at one point of time, but I decided to do it anyway to see how the algorithms are going to bounce off of it and see how that. But I put it up there. But do remember to please like, subscribe, comment, share with at least 5 new people. 5 new people. If you know they're getting into numerology or astrology or just getting into the esoterics and metaphysics, I come from a numerovational perspective. As you see, King Simon presents the numerovational perspective. As you can see, King Simon presents the numerovational perspective right here on the live from the mathematical universe, because every scientist, both melanated and Caucasoid, have said that the universe is connected to mathematics and some type of numerical patterns and cycles. Big up to Dr. B and big up to Rod Hayes, who spoke on the Kali Yuga and all of that. I will not touch on that. That is there. That's the line that they're in. But I bear witness to both of them, and I understand the premise of the cause, times, and dates, and everything has been mixed up and fixed up, like Dr. Khalid told us years ago. He said the calendars have been mixed up and fixed up for so many years that we don't know what time it is. We probably don't even know what age we are. But I am still under the premise that if you bear witness to a vibration and you are constantly promoting or talking about or continuing to connect yourself to that vibration, then that vibration becomes a vibration that you can use, because numbers, and I don't care if you use the 13 sign system, the 12 sign, and I don't get into all of that. Right now, all of that is like theoretical from different theories, which I respect all the theories. I have to respect all the theories. And if you decide to bear witness to the 13 sign, then I can go with you with that, especially with numbers, because numbers can go anywhere, because these signs and numbers came here to guide you, not to control you. Now, there are people that can take these computers and manipulate numbers and all that kind of stuff, but natural numbers that we start to resonate with, whether you decide to change your name and all that, if you start to resonate with it for the next year to 2 to 3 to 4 years, that energy will start resonating with you if you start applying that energy. But do remember that whatever energy you was born with, it still remains. It's just that you probably have to help tweak it a little with the new name or the new spiritual name that you've taken on. Because I've taken on numerous names because of being into entertainment. I've taken on spiritual names from the Islamic perspective and the Hebrew perspective. So I've taken on different names. And what I came to find out, that even the names that I decided to take on was either going to be names that will support the power of my born day, my born year, or it might be the power of the name that I'm born under. Just reminding me that even if I'm born, if my name is a challenge number name that's connected to myself, if it's one of my challenge numbers, then if challenges is presented in your name that you're born under, which my mother knew I hated one of the names that she gave me, but it was a challenge that I had to overcome, and I'm still overcoming it, but I am climbing that mountain because of holding on to past things with the family. I had to let it go. And thanks to Dr. B, who showed me how to put that entity of the past over there. And if friends and family want to stay there, that's them staying there. It's not me staying there. And that's what we have to learn. So if you do get a chance, do a consultation with Dr. B Sirius, because if you watched the program we did, Ask Dr. B on Forbidden Knowledge TV, when I was on the couch, laying down on the couch like I was in a psychology room office, he brought me to tears because he allowed me to open up. And please go do a session with my brother. This is his website, elevationtimes.com. That's how he says it, elevationtime.com. Or go to his Linktree / Dr. B Serious. Go do a consultation with Dr. B, because he touches on numerology, of course, the study of numbers, but he has a wealth of information that can give you or allow you to open up to what you need to release and for you to allow it to release. So whatever he did with me inside on that program, it still has changed my DNA. It's changed my thought pattern. So I always encourage, and I think he has a webinar today. I'm not sure, a free webinar today. So big up to him if you want to go over there, elevationtime.com. That's elevation time. Hold on. elevationtime.com. That's radio voice. www.elevationtime.com. And of course, hit up his Linktree if you want to buy his products and everything. You know, I support all the great Babas. Of course, I even support Delbert Blair's legacy. Y'all know. www.themethacenter2.com. That's www.themethacenter2.com. His birthday is coming up. His Earth Strong is coming up. And again, family, share this with new people, because I want to give you the mathematical meaning of currency. But also, I'm going to start off with the dragon, the year of the dragon, because February the 11th in the Chinese New Year of 2024, now we stepping in. We're coming out of the water dragon, and now we are stepping into what we call the wood dragon. It's not just the year of the dragon, because they remember they're according to them, it changes every 12 years, but we're gradually feeling the effects of it right now. So the wood dragon is very interesting because of the frequency that it adds up to. That is a resonant frequency with what we call 2008 today. 2024 today, which equals an 8, because in the Pythagorean system, the word wood adds up to 21, which is a 3. And dragon adds up to 32, which is a 5. And 21 plus 32 equals 53, which equals the 8. So 2020, this is an appropriate time for the year of the dragon to be under the wood dragon vibration, not just the year of the dragon by itself. They have the metal, according to the book that I want to share with everybody. It's an old book, Chinese horoscope. It says complete book of Chinese horoscope. I don't like when people say complete anything, because the studies are always continuing. And this book was written in, it's not that old. It was written in 1997, probably older than most of y'all out there, but a lot of my audience is fluctuating between young and old. But they have the metal dragon. They have the water dragon. We're going into the wood dragon. We're coming out of the water dragon, gradually coming out of the water dragon frequency from 2020 to 2012. We're going into the wood dragon. Then after that is the fire dragon. And then after that, 12 years now. And then after that will be the earth dragon. So every 12 years, these things start to transform into what it is from the Chinese perspective. And I'm doing it because I was researching about the people that own Temu, that product spot. One of the Chinese guys born on the first of one of those months. I got it in my phone. I know, it's deep. TikTok, born on the first. The guy that owns that or founded TikTok, born on the first, and his executive producer or his executive chief officer is also born under the first of one of those months. I'm just seeing the number one shining a lot in the Chinese dynamic. So something led me to go to say, let me check out. And since I had my friend that owns this house had this book in her archive, and that I'm renting this house from, and I've said that before, this, because I'm working on buying land and property. I want at least 10 acres. I'm staying with that 9 to 10 acres. That's what I'm staying with, because those are my power numbers. Want to stay with that with my children if they're open for it. Boom. If they're not, King gonna do it. King gonna do it, because I'm dealing with money, which is a frequency and a vibration, and I'm dealing with currency, which is a frequency and a vibration. And I understand from a mathematical perspective, a numerovational perspective, what this all means to me, but what it should mean to all of you when dealing with the themes of these vibrations and their interpretation and how you can apply it to yourself on multiple beautiful levels. You know, so I'm happy that the people on Instagram, if you could hear me clearly, please put the number 1 in the chat because we're about to get in. We're going to talk about this dragon year. Let me turn the computer down just a little bit. Let me tilt it down. We're going to talk about this wood dragon year. And Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, if you can hear me, put the number 1 in the chat if you can hear me. You know what I'm saying? Put the number 1 in the chat if you can hear me. That's right. Thank you. All right. Are y'all ready? You smell what the rock got coming. I got to put my eyebrow up. So I got to put my eyebrow up when he do the rock stuff. Big up to him, born May the 2nd. The rock. Okay. Fully loaded. Let's talk about the wood dragon year that we're entering right now in 2024. And we're gradually, remember, these frequencies and energies, and sometimes these portals come in gradually, just like the sun comes in gradually in the morning as you see the sunrise and all that. And sometimes it goes out gradually as you see the sunset. Beautiful. I love that. That's a beautiful concept that all of us can recognize, unless you're living in one of those places that it stays sunny for 6 months and then goes to night for 6 months. But you experience at least once every 6 months the sun rising and the sunset. But from this book, from their perspective, it says, in your elements, it says, the characteristics of people born under the dragon. And I always told y'all, when you read books, extract it and remember that people represents energy and vibration, because people, energy, and vibration is all one and the same. Because your solidified skin is an energy. The energy that works inside of you is an energy. Everything is energy. It's just different levels of energy. So when you hear book says people, think about it as energy. In my book, if you see people, a person born under, think of it as energy when you start to pertain it to words and ages and times and all that kind of stuff. When you start reading different numerology books, I want you to open your mind. I never want you to stay in a box. Do not stay in a box. I'm not here for you to think like me and all that. I want you to think outside of the box from your perspective and your energetic perspective. Add on to what I'm saying. So in this book about the dragon, it says the characteristics of the energy. It says people under the dragon sign, which reoccurs once every 12 years, are tempered by one of the 5 Chinese elements of metal, water, wood, fire, and earth, overlaying a 5-year cycle of characteristics on the original 12-year cycle. Very key, because the wood dragon, and I'm not going to get to the mathematics yet, but there's significance about the word wood that adds up to a 21 in the Pythagorean and adds up to a 25 in the Chaldean. And of course, looking at the double O's, we see master number 66 in the Pythagorean, master number 77. Very significant about the word wood and its vibration. Very significant. Dragon, 32, which is a 5. 22 in the Chaldean system, the older system, which would be more closer to the Chinese numerical value, because that's one of the oldest systems. And I'm saying this because the Chaldeans and their relative prior to them were the masters of understanding alchemy and understanding numbers and understanding vibrations and patterns and cycles. Remember, it was not called numerology back in those days. There were different languages. Numerology wasn't coined until 1907 by Dr. Julia Seton. I have her books. I paid $100 and I spent a lot of money on books to get to research. I have thousands and thousands of dollars worth of books. So it's important when you understand what the wood dragon represents as a vibration of this particular year that we're going into. And it says in this book, according to their perspective, because you could Google up from different Chinese perspective, and you might have some other people that went into China and studied it, and then they wrote it in their perspective. It is what it is. This particular book was written by Laurie Reed. And now I don't even know if she's a European, but that name sounds European to me. and a black person could have it. You know what I'm saying? But that name sounds European to me. But just Laurie. But let's go right into the breakdown. It says the wood dragon. The wood has a moderating influence and also brings practicality and imagination to this sign. Inquisitive and open-minded, wood dragons always enjoy discussing new ideals and are receptive to others' people's points of view. They are creative and inventive, as well as particular, and they appreciate art in all its forms. Generally, less egotistical than most dragons, and with an ability to get on with other people. Wood dragons have all the gifts required to build a successful and contented life for themselves. They still have the talent for being outspoken and can at times be a bit too pushy and insistent to please everyone, even in the most friendly disputes or cooperative ventures. So that is pertaining to people born under that frequency, that energy. And usually the wood dragon was 1904 and 1964 and so on and so forth. So if you keep on looking at you can Google this about the Chinese New Year and the Chinese meanings of each one of these things. But the main personality of the dragon is very important to look at, because it says the dragon is a creature of myth and legend, colorful and exotic symbol of good fortune, an emblem of power. The Oriental dragon is always regarded as a sacred beast. The reverse of the archetypal malevolent monster that Westerners of old felt, now this is coming from a Western perspective, this is what this person is saying, felt compelled to seek out, defeat, and slay. In Eastern philosophy, the dragon is held to be a bringer of good fortune and a holder of authority, and those people born in dragon years are therefore to be honored and respected. One of the greats in martial arts was born in the dragon year, and that was Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was born in the year of the dragon. Come to find out that famous people like, let me see here, Joan of Arc was a famous dragon. Pele, the soccer player, was a famous dragon also. Sarah Bernhardt was a famous, the French actress. Paul Getty, the famous billionaire, is also born under the year of the dragon. And there's particular people that's born under the wood dragon, like Mike Tyson was born under the wood dragon. I have that in this book. It's in this book also. But I'm saying this to say this about the year of the dragon. that it's the Westerners, and that's why you have to get out of the Western mind, because all of us was taught by a lot of these Westerners to think different about what the dragon means. They've made the dragon evil because we're watching Dungeons and Dragons and all that kind of stuff. But in actuality, they've made us to fear the dragon, when actuality, the dragon is the year of honor, respect, and good fortune, and the holder of authority. Western philosophy, like she says, is felt compelled to seek out defeat and slay instead of looking. And I'm not negating that point from a Western perspective. That's why the Pythagorean system, which is known as the modern and Western because that's their father of numbers, is a little different than the Chaldean, which is from the melanated perspective, and different from the Indian numerology. And I have books on Indian numerology and Japanese numerology. You'll find there's a difference where their perspective from a Westerner's perspective is convoluted in some aspects, because they always want to hold on to the negative instead of revealing the positive. What I've noticed over the years, they've built up to understand, because when you go to certain Europeans book that deals with like the compound numbers and dealing with all that, they'll stay on the negative of what they've been taught, because that's all they've been taught. And that's all they've realized and allow themselves to download. But when I do numerovation and I see a number that came from an older system that might be fully negative, I know how to spin it, because to every dark side, there's always a light side. To every dark side, there's always a light side. To every dark side, there's always a light side. And somebody said try a book. Every Chinese astrology book is good, because everybody's coming from their perspective, and I respect that. I'm not going fully into Chinese astrology like that. I'm staying in my lane. Now, I'll break down Chinese numbers if I have to when I get into it, because I have the book by Robert Webster. I have it by other Chinese, a real Chinese person that broke down the numbers. I have it by them. I have the I Ching and all that kind of stuff. However, to keep it simple, because I don't want to get too deep that people don't understand and be able to apply it. So if this is a year that symbolized good fortune, then everybody mentally, numerovation, remember the theme of this, the topic of this is numerovational. The topic is, let me put that on the screen so y'all see. Remember, the topic is numerovational literacy of the word money and currency, of the words money and currency, but also numerovational literacy of how you use the wood dragon of this year. Because if it adds up to 53, which is an 8, because 21 adds up first, and then adds up to 32, these two vibrations represents a higher and a lower expectation. Always expect the unexpected, but it gives you a higher and a lower vibration and expectation of that vibration if you learn to operate on its highest and constantly work to build and grow in its highest and wisest. So we know that 2024, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8. Is it coincidence that the wood dragon the words wood dragon would add up to 53, which is an 8? No, it's not a coincidence in the right time and the right setting. But even when it's not in connection with the actual year itself, but because it's a double 8, to me, I'm seeing a double 8 now. I'm seeing a double 8 because 2024 breaks down to the number 8. And then in the Pythagorean system, it adds up to 53, which is an 8. So I'm seeing a double 8 now. I'm seeing a little more. And once you start seeing a little brighter, like in Jamaica, we say, look a bit more. Now I got to look at the 88 for what it stands for. And the 88 in the positive aspect of numerology is the ability to manifest anything. And it's designed to determine the outcome of your future by using the intense force of your creative imagination in an 88 year, because I'm looking at the 8 in the Pythagorean system and the 8 of 2024. Just giving you different, because I do numerovation from a holistic perspective, not just a Pythagorean and a Chaldean. 88 is also the number of the ability to be successful and own every facet of your life to the 9th or 8th degree by directing natural spiritual laws. What? So if I put the wood dragon in the Pythagorean system, that adds up to the number 8. I'm not even looking at 53 because 53 is 5 and 3 are expansive numbers. Those are numbers of communication, expanding, growing. And then it adds up to the 8, which deals with discipline, money, finance, but also understanding currency. Is it coincidence that the word currency in the Pythagorean system adds up to the number 44, which I've been telling you that 20 plus 24 equals 44? So you got to pay attention to currency. And I'm not just talking about monetary currency. I'm talking about your energy within you and how it correlates and works with other people. Oh, the downloads are coming. If you understand what I'm saying, put the number 1 in the mother flipping chat. If you understand what I'm saying, put the number 1 in the chat. Matter of fact, better yet, put the number 44. Put the number 44, big up to a blue pill. Put the number 44 in the chat. So this is powerful vibrations that we're in that can go right or it can go left. If your mentality is not holding on to the higher interpretation, it's not telling you not to be disciplined, because 8 is the number of discipline. 8 in my book is one of the mental health numbers in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. So if a person born or connected to the 8 or the number 44 or 53 or whatever, you need to have discipline in order for you to maintain the higher vibration of the wood dragon of this year coming in on February the 11th, the master number day, which the day of beautiful Kelly Rowland is born on that day, that beautiful sister. You know what I'm saying? So big up to her. So I'm trying to tell you, it's a perspective that your brother is coming from. But my job as the numerovator and the numerovational perspective is to keep you numerovated, because the word numerovation means to motivate you with your numbers, or using the numerals to motivate. Numero, Latin from numbers. Vation comes from motivation, means to use the numbers to motivate you. And I want everybody on here that watches me to be motivated, to be their best. No matter what they're putting out there. We've gone through all of this over and over again in different time frequency, in different styles and different fashions. There will not be another time like this, yes. There's nothing they say is new under the sun, but it has been tweaked to another dimension where you have to deal with certain principles that might be no new principles under the sun. But there's a different time period we're in now that we are dealing with that was different from the 60s, that was different from the 50s, was different from that time, but we still have elements that are still the same elemental principles that's here on Earth. We still have all of the elements still with us, the earth, the wood, the water, the fire, the ether, the metal, everything is still here. So it's just a manipulation of different principles that already exist. So, family, man, to my grand wizard of words. No, you're funny. Wizard means wise person, so I got it. Different times. You know what I'm saying? So we got to stay focused. So I'm doing this for a reason. This is a very important part that I'm doing right here, because in the word wood, you have the master number 66 and you have master number 77. In the word currency, you have master number 22 and you have master number 99. Word money, you have master number 22. Word currency, you have 44. In the Pythagorean system, in the Chaldean system, word dragon adds up to 22, the word dragon adds up to 22. And then when you add both of them up together, 25 plus 22 equals 47. 47 equals 11. I could have just, of course, break it all down and keep it simple, but I just wanted to show you that even the two numbers breaks down to 47, which that number is significant also. So the wood dragon adds up to number 47, which happens to equals 11, a master number. And I'm already telling you about the 88 from the Pythagorean system, just because we're going into we're in an 8-year frequency now, and the word wood dragon adds up to a number 8. So I'm looking at that from, again, a holistic perspective. When my spirit says to go, I go, and I run a marathon with it. I got no problems with that. So even if I add it, because this wood dragon adds up to a number 11, let's add it up to 2024, shall we? 2024 plus 11, let's go straight to the 11, equals 2025. And that will take us to the number 9. Number 9, the number of completion, where the word currency shows up with the 9 and the word money shows up with the 9. I can't make this stuff up. I'm just showing you how pattern starts to show itself. That's why I tell people that numerology is not anything psychic. It does open your intuitive ability, like I wrote in my book. Called Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. That's what I wrote in this particular book. The Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. That it's numbers help to open you up to your frequency. Helps you to open you up to your intuitive abilities. But you already are intuitive. So when you do a session with me, I just remind you of your intuition and how powerful it is from a numerovational perspective. That's all I do. I remind you of it. Because at the end of the day, when you're doing things like numerology and astrology and all cardology and all the things that the great people are doing out there, it's here to remind you so you will remember, so you could reinvent yourself, so you can recall, so you can realign yourself. Realign yourself, that's all. I've realigned myself. That's why I'm doing what I do. I've realigned myself. And and I got to say this. It's 10:44. Okay, 10:44 on this side. I got to say this because somebody just sent a Cash App. Thank you very much for sending Cash App, Ashley. I have to say this because recently a friend of mine who came out of the party era did a consultation for me, a paid consultation. When I seen the name, text me. I knew she was called by another name back in the day because this was club, nightclub and all that kind of stuff. But when I seen her name, I remember the last name that she used to hold on to. And I said, that can't be her. Or could it be her? All right, so her name is not in my phone. Her number's not in my phone anymore. So she texted me. So I didn't know if it was her or not. Did a session with me. Let me tell you, I thanked her for being, out of all the friends of mine that are doing what they're doing, it's only 2 of them from back in my club days that have ever paid for a session. 2 of them. Some friends, I just do certain things for them because they're friends and I just drop a little knowledge here and drop a little knowledge there. But there's only 2 of them that ever paid. And I'm saying this because we're in an 8-year cycle. I'm in my critical cycle before my birthday, my cleansing critical cycle, my critical cleansing cycle, as I've written in my book about it. I talked about the critical cleansing cycle that everybody goes and undergoes before their birthday. It's a time for finishing, completion. Maybe old friends might pop up before your next birthday, because that's an ending cycle. Also before your next new beginning cycle with your birthday. Remember, your birthday is your personal new year. Let me say that again. Your birthday is your personal new year. Not January 1st unless you're born on January 1st. Not March the 21st unless you're born on March the 21st, which is around the spring. That's a universal springtime elemental new year. January 1st is the fiscal new year, business. They deal with what they made and what they lost. But your personal new year, I'm talking to you people out there, is your born day. The day you were born. That's why in certain systems of numerology, where they call it Rosicrucian, or you might want to call it Nubian or whatever you want, that cycle before, because Rosicrucian got it from ancient studies. I got books on the mysticism or the mystical meaning, the mystical teachings of Rosicrucian. They tell you they got a lot of this stuff from people of antiquity. And anytime you hear that antiquity, you're hearing about melanated people. Anytime you hear that word antiquity, you're hearing melanated people. So it was an honor. And I thank that sister. And I mentioned to her who's the second person that she should know, because we was all in the club together, but I guess she don't remember unless she sees her face. 2 women that were good friends of mine that actually paid for a session. And she asked me a question. I'm saying this because we're in an 8-number year cycle. I'm in my cycle of cleansing and critical cycles and being aware of things, because I'm going into 11 personal year cycle. So this wood dragon year is going to be very good for me. I'm claiming that now because it deals with the 11, but it's also reminding me to be very careful of people who try to deceive me, and be careful of me deceiving myself to allow someone to deceive me, because you may have thought you had that they were cool, or they probably healed up and all that. I got to be very careful of these empathic narcissists. I put that up in there. There is a such thing. A lot of people like to say, oh, I'm empathic, but they're attracting narcissists. Maybe you have a little narcissism in you too, ma'am or sir. Maybe you have a little bit of it in you too. That's why you're attracting it. And some of y'all are becoming empathic narcissists. And that's not an oxymoron. Please do not think that's an oxymoron. Because there are people that can have, and if you go back to the root, I know I'm getting off the topic, but if you go back to the root of where narcissists, or who Narcissus was of Greek and Roman mythology, someone who just admired themselves so much that they couldn't take their eyes off of themselves, constantly look into the mirror and look into the water and see its reflection, and just didn't care about nothing else but themselves. And some of us do that. Some of the spiritual community have developed into that. Some of the quote unquote conscious community have developed into that. You can look on their IG. It's just them. It's just me. At least my IG, I have promotions. I promote other people. I do all kinds of different things to show you that I'm not into that stuff. I'm not caring about me. I know who I am. I need you to know who you are. So these narcissistic, empathetic or empathic narcissists are out there that don't realize that there probably are empathic narcissists. I have relatives that call other people narcissists and all that. And I'd be sitting there listening to her. I'm like, she don't know. She really don't know. So I had to go and research this thing. So get off the topic. That's a whole nother show, because that word has been thrown around too much in this realm now. When I talk to different psychologists and listen to different reputable psychologists, there's a multiplicity of different ways that makes you an official narcissist. Multiple. So when you start throwing this because a man ain't agree with you and he just doing what he got to do for himself, maybe he has to do what he got to do for himself because he got to pay his bill and he had goals. Maybe he got goals. Maybe she got goals and she got things to do for herself. That's why she's telling you no. And then all of a sudden you come out with, oh, he's narcissistic. His narcissistic way, that. Every little thing, please stop it. Let's keep on with the lesson. So I honor that sister. I'm not going to mention the sister's name for doing what she did. 2 people out of my life that have booked the session from me. And she asked me the question. I'm going to say this. She asked me the question, why you think that is, King Simon? Simon, she called me Simon because that's what she know me as, one of my middle names. She said, why you think that is, Simon? I said, because sometimes familiarity breeds contempt. And because they was familiar with the he of my past and not familiar with the me of the now in my presence, they can't see the light that I'm shining in the me of now in my present, because they're still looking into the darkness of the past, which is the club life and all the things that I used to do. And it's your family does it too. Your children do it too. My children does it too. My grandchildren might do it one day. My ex-wife, my ex-girlfriends, they don't see that Simon of the club era of chasing women and doing the bull crap and having, one night stands with certain women and stuff and getting pregnant and all that kind of stuff. They don't see that I've changed from that dark side, which I had to learn from to become the light that I am today, moving forward to be better and still being better. People don't see that. And more than likely, people like you're going through that with family and friends also. Put a number 1 in the chat if I can get matter of fact, give me an amen and an A woman in the chat. Amen and an A woman, because we're dealing with the balance here. Give me an amen and an A woman in the chat. Amen and A woman in the chat. I want both of them. I don't want just one. I want the balance. Masculine and feminine. Amen and A woman. Let's put that in the chat if y'all understand what I'm saying. People don't understand. We got to stay focused. We got to stay focused. And if I see an old friend of mine shining some light now, I'm going to go support it, him or her. That's why you see me put all kinds of new people on my channel. That's why you see me put new people on my channel all the time. Yo, I was one of the first to put Mama Ella on at a lecture back in the day. I was one of the first to acknowledge her power of not only tapping in and tuning in, but also her holistic understanding. I was one of the first to put Kendall on my platform. If I was not the only one that put her on, but because she was shy to a lot of this. Recognizing after I did a session with her power of suggestion and using the subconscious mind helped me to move from New York and free myself from saying, if I move, what's going to happen to my mother and all that? My mother don't want to move, so I got to move. And when I move, you move, just like that. This is another sister that I've seen her greatness, destiny, and I interviewed her a year ago or 2 years ago, and I said, yo, I see what you're doing. And there's brothers out there that I put on sometimes too. But there's something about the sisters in this 2000 you got to acknowledge, because the number 2 is ruled by the feminine energy. Even this sister, she took my course. She's one of Queen of Forward students. And I see what she's doing, and I know she's going through the struggles of being the healer and teacher that is in her numbers. And I say, yo, I will support you. I don't want no punani from you. I ain't asked her for no punani. I ain't asked her for no punani. I ain't asked her for no punani. Because we don't have to always do that. We got to be genuine with people. Got to be genuine and respectful. And a lot of people like to say this is the year of the reveal. 7 and 11 and 2s are usually the frequency that reveals and master numbers. Let me say that very clear. So 8 in the year that we're in is the year of old things coming back to either haunt you or help you. But because it's a 44, it's also can be one of those years of reveal, because 44 is a master number from its own perspective. I'm not just talking about 22 and 11, master number 44, because when you add 20 plus 24, an old methodology of adding the math, then you get the 44 before you get to that 8. So yes, this is another perspective of the reveal. And next year is the number of completions and dreams fulfilled in that 9-year cycle. So I love this. And I want people to understand, if you understand your numbers connected to you and connected to the vibration of wood dragon, Chinese New Year, or currency, or money, it will love you too. That's why Reverend Ike was so important. Because if you talk bad about money, and he was right, from the Pythagorean, from a Chaldean system, money is feminine. From the Pythagorean system, money is feminine. A currency is feminine. And if you talk bad about this beautiful woman, if you talk bad about your currency and talk bad about your money, then your money and your currency will leave you the hell alone. Simple as mother flipping that. Do I have to sound like Bertie Mac up in this face? It will leave you alone. That's why I send gratitude every time somebody circulate money to me. I don't want you to spend your money with me. I want you to circulate your money with me and circulate your currency with me so you can get it back. Reciprocal energy, because when you do a session with your brother King Simon, it's reciprocation that I'm giving you. I do all the math and all the nuance and do all the tweaking and all, and then I ask you to ask me any question. Because I'm driven by question, because no one does anything like this or astrology or cardology if it's something in their spirit that don't know that it can help them. Your spirit is calling you, and the real GPS is your spirit. The real GPS is you. It's always been with you. Your GPS is connected to your mom and dad. A little bit more to your mom because you was connected to her through that umbilical cord, which is why you got that belly button. And that's why I told all of my children, you never disrespect your mama, because look, you could try to disrespect me all you want and say and don't talk to me and all that kind of stuff. You came from my nuts. I came from my father's nuts, scrotum. I came from my father. He came from his father. So you shouldn't even disrespect the energy that came out to your father. But I say to my children, don't disrespect your mother, because every time you take a shower and you look at your belly button, brothers and sisters, you've seen your connection with your mother. So you don't disrespect that. And I told my children that back in the day. The boys got it more than the girls, but because I was married to the women most of the time, and I was closer to the last child, but I told them the same thing. So, getting back to the point, because wood dragon, and I'm going to get into currency and get into money next. Wood dragon adds up to a master number 11. 11 is the number of fame and fortune. But it's not just fame and fortune on some celebrity status, but you developing your fame and your fortune even in your family status. You got to look at it from a holistic perspective. You got to look at it from a grander perspective, not just saying, I'm going to be a star, be in front of the mic, I'm going to be ticking, rapping and singing and all that. No, sometimes it's just business. Sometimes it's just legacy building. Sometimes the fame and fortune comes through those means. So in the wood dragon year, we can develop a lot of fame and fortune, but you got to be very careful of deception. And because 4 and 7 comes out, 4 and 7 are the mental numbers in my book, Numerovational. So you got to protect your mentality. You got to protect your mind and keep your mind at a higher vibration, because 4 is a number of discipline, order, structure, and being very meticulous about what you allow in your head. 7 is the number of spirituality, spiritual growth, spiritual understanding, deeper studies, deeper research. And 7 is the number of law of attraction. But if you don't attract the right thing because your mind is down in the gutter thinking that, oh my God, you're going to attract negative stuff. And 11, oh my gosh, that's the vortex. That is the vortex, the portal, the runway, like Miss Blue said. That's the runway of the equilibrium between the physical and the spiritual realm. So wood dragon year is a good year for me, baby. If you don't claim it, that's you not claiming it. I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it. Because if you claim it, you know it, because we're in the age of Aquarius. We ain't about believing. I'm not believing nothing, but you believe it and achieve it. No, I know it. Because I know what this mathematics stands for. I know the duality of the mathematics. I know the duality of it. So I don't play with this. And I don't ask people to play with me. Don't play. Don't play. Don't play. And why I said don't play with yourself. Don't play with your inner thoughts and your inner powers and your inner imagination. Don't play with your inner creativity that will bring the currency in whatever level and bring the money, because money is currency. Gold is currency. Silver is currency. Bitcoin is currency. All of it comes out of these. All of that stuff we talk about. Cowrie shells used to be currency. Precious jewels and precious stones is currency. You relating to somebody else is currency. When you and a beautiful woman, when me and a beautiful woman come together, we create currency. When you and a beautiful man go together, that's currency. When you start to unite your physical with your spiritual self, that's currency. When you start making work and doing things with your children, that's currency. When you start doing it with your friends and it's working with each other and it's flowing, that's currency. Look at currency. And currency have 99 and 22 in it. Go into currency now. Oh, y'all got me on currency. It got 44, got 27. 27 in the Chaldean system. It's in my book. I'll read it to you what 27 means. 27 is the symbol of the scepter. Not deception. Deceptor. A scepter is S-C-E-P-T-R-E. Scepter, which is known in history as a special mystical staff passed down from parent to child, from generation to generation, from king to prince, from prince. The word currency is a mathematical, esoterical staff or scepter that should be passed down. Currency should be flowing, in other words, should be passed down from generation to generation. Then I go on to say in my book, it's a number of authoritative, powerful, and commanding vibration in other systems of numerology. And number 27, vibrations, I say people, can be intuitively devoted partners, counselors, volunteers, but they are also known for their humanitarian. So if with your currency, you're supposed to be a humanitarian also. With your currency, you're supposed to use your charismatic attitude and your instinctive, energetic, tactful, considerate, and universal thoughts and deeds with the currency, because this is all about humanitarian service, which the number 9 adds up to. It's a favorable number, family. And it goes on to say in compound numerology, it says in other studies, in my book, I said in other studies of the number 27, it indicates reward will come from using productive intellect and creative abilities, and you will sow good seeds that will reap harvest and benefits for the future. It's in my book. I don't play with this. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. And I try to make sure you understand it from a simple perspective. And your 7-year-old or your 8-year-old might be watching this. They will understand it. Because I keep it simple. I keep it simple and I keep it moving. So in order for you to keep currency, which we know is a variable of different vibration, currency, not just money. Money is another form of currency. We all know this now. We all know this, right? Everybody put the number 1 in the chat if you know this. If you know what I'm saying, currency is not just about money. Currency is energy working with each other. That's why when you put a plug in a socket, it works. When you put a plug in the socket, it works. If you try to put 2 sockets together, it won't generate no currency. If you try to put 2 plugs together, don't generate no currency. Female, male. Plug, socket. Internal, external. It creates something. You can take it any way you want to take it from there. Y'all know what it is. Men and women do this all the time. Getting it in. I know, right? Let me take some water. Let me take some of my green water. I'm playing again with my chlorophyll. Big up to the chlorophyll makers, man. Chlorophyll. Big up to people like KT. We'll give you some of that green powder, and people like Supernova Strong. Give you that green powder, that Supernova stuff. Queen of Four always talk about that chlorophyll. Woo. Y'all get what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? We create. We keep things creative. I ain't playing with none of y'all out there. I'm not playing with none of y'all out there. Not these days of time. I can't play. I'm serious about what I do. And I hope you are serious too. So, what is so interesting, going back to wood dragon, the internal, remember, in the study of numerology, some people call it the soul urge and all that. They got a whole lot of different meanings for whatever. If you go way back into time, you'll find that the vowels represent something too. So let's say the inner aspect of the word or the inner aspect of you connected to that number. If I add up the A, E, I, O, U, sometimes Y, the wood dragon adds up to 22. There goes the master number again, showing his face, baby. 22 here, 22 there, 11 there. Oh my gosh. Master numbers. But when master numbers show up, people got to remember that with great power, there's great responsibility. Great power, there's great responsibility. So when you're born under those numbers or connected to those numbers in any way, whether it's your last name, first name, middle name, whether it's your life path, your alignment number, your pinnacle, whatever it is, with great power. If they're called master numbers, there's a reason why they're called master numbers, because of the double frequency. And the master numbers was not always popularized. It became something over the years because they kept on saying, but some numerologists back in the day didn't look at them as master numbers. They just 2 + 2 = 4. That's it. 1 + 1 = 2. And that's why I always say, still look at the lower octave of all master numbers. So if 22 adds up to 4, then look at the lower octave, because that 4 is what's going to allow you to become the master. That 2 is what's going to allow you to become the master number 11. That 8 is what's going to allow you to become the master number 44. That's how it works. That 99 adds up to 18, which adds up to 9, is what's going to, those 2 lower frequencies of the 99 is what's going to allow you to grow into the 99. Same with the 22, same with the 33. That 6 is going to allow you and help you along the way, because that's what the lower frequency and the lower octave of master numbers is about. Helping you, assisting you along the way. Man, isn't the study of numbers a beautiful science? Metaphysics science? Isn't it a beautiful? If you agree that the study of numbers is a beautiful thing, please put the number 1 in the chat if you agree with that. If you agree with that. If you agree with that. So, going back to the internals of the word, in the Pythagorean system, the number 19 shows up. The vowels of the word wood dragon. 19 is the number of the sun in tarot. See, I'm using another system. 19 is the number of creativity and completion. I'm using another system. 19 = 10. I'm using another system. 10 + 1 + 0 = 1. I'm using another system, because I'm showing you how they all work together. And that's how 1 helps the 10 to be the 19. 1 is already known as a creative aspect and an ambitious aspect. The 10 is the number, if you go to tarot, is the number of Wheel of Fortune. So if you stay creative and ambitious, you create a Wheel of Fortune. And then if 19 and 10, if 19 is there, then it's telling you whatever you start, you get to finish it, but also be willing to shine light on things. And don't second guess. Finish what you start. I'm showing you how the lower octave helps the grander octave that it adds up to. Oh, there's multiple ways. There's multiple perspective. But I'm giving you a basic like I do in my book. I give you the basic of that all the time. I break that down from my perspective and show you how it works because I'm here to numerovate you, not discredit you with your numbers. I'm here to numerovate you with your numbers, not put you in a morbid feeling where, oh, woe is me, I got a master number. And yes, master numbers go through a lot of stuff. So in order for you to accomplish the greater goals of the wood dragon teachings from China, you got to remember, you got to go through some stuff to get through some stuff when you have these master numbers. And remember, in China, the number 4, they won't even go to the number 4. They'll keep it right there in 22 because the number 4 sounds like death to them. So they don't even want to resonate with that, to tell you the truth. They don't like that number 4. That is one of their challenge numbers. So, moving forward to currency, the 44. And I said this on Billy Carson's show, and I had notes at Billy Carson's show. I said this about the number 44. And because 20 plus 24 equals 44, I said one of the themes of the 44 year is trusting the order of the universe, because 44 represents order, the number 8 represents order, and this deals with the number 8 deals with it. It's the erected infinity symbol, although it's not the actual infinity symbol. In a spiritual and esoteric perspective, an energetic perspective, you can use it and say that's an erected infinity symbol. But the guy that came up with it, Wallace, I believe it is, that came up with the infinity symbol or rediscovered it, didn't look at it. He just wanted it to be a symbol that you don't have to keep on counting. You just say, when you want to end off something, when you're dealing with mathematics and it goes into infinity, you just put the infinity symbol. That's it. You just put the infinity symbol. And of course, those who don't know what the infinity symbol looks like, it looks like this. That's all. If he's breaking down a subject and it goes all the way and the numbers keep on going up, he'll just say it'll go into infinity. So in order for him not to write or continue to keep that moving, you just put the infinity symbol right behind it, into infinity. He might put into infinity and put the symbol right there. You don't have to keep on doing nothing because you understand, everybody understand the infinity symbol. The infinity symbol was inspired by the number 8. According to studies, certain studies. I'll tell you, I do my research. What was so funny, the infinity symbol, those who don't know, was founded or rediscovered in 1655. And if you add up 1655, if you add 1 plus 6 plus 5 plus 5, that equals 17. And 1 plus 7 equals what? That equals 17. And 1 plus 7 equals what? And he did it. I don't even think he knew that he did it in that right time. He did it in the right year. That symbol was inspired by that symbol, because both of them are symbols. He did it in what? 1655 to add up to 17, which is 8. And now 17 in the Chaldean system of numerology or compound numerology is the number of leaving legacy. Now I'm looking at another symbol, leaving a spiritual but creative legacy. This was a spiritual and creative thing that he did. Although he borrowed it from this, he made it, and it's now in the lexicon. It's now in the mathematical lexicon. The infinity symbol since 1655, which is a legacy leaving number 17, and now it's still here. Man, numbers is beautiful. Numbers is beautiful. Study mathematics and how it applies, not just from an abstract perspective, but from an internal, spiritual, energetic perspective. It's a beautiful science to get into. That's why, family, this course is available. That's why this is available. Applied numerovation. If you circulate 55 for the 3-hour recorded webinar, through Cash App or PayPal, guess what? And put your email in the description or the comment section or Cash App or PayPal, then I will send you the link so you can start to learn and grasp this beautiful science, this beautiful metaphysical science of numerovation, which is mixed with numerology and motivation. Because I want to motivate people. That's going to be the new word for the next 100 years. I'm telling you. I'm putting it out there. And I'm not trying to own it and all that kind of stuff. I want people to have, because numerology is not owned by nobody. And I don't want numerovation to be owned by anything. I want the word to fly. Just like in 1907, when Julia Seton, they actually, let me tell you what happened. Those who are new to my channel, if you're new to my channel, big up to y'all. Thank y'all for coming. But let me tell you what happened. Because of the male chauvinistic attitude of those people of the early 1900s, which was ruled by the male energy, no doubt. Along the way, they changed the female who founded the name numerology, the word numerology. They changed her name into Dr. Julian Staton instead of keeping the person that found the word, Julia Seton. Sounds the same. This ain't no coincidence. This ain't no Freudian slip. Somebody changed that name either deliberately or because of that era of disrespecting women, whether she was white, black, whatever. She was adopted. That's so interesting. And then I found a constant with the number 8 around her, that she's supposed to leave a legacy, because 17-8, 26-8, the number 8 is supposed to leave legacy. On different levels, it represents leaving legacy. It's just that the compound numerology, 17, is a direct legacy leaver. That's why Michael Jordan, born on the 17th of February, legacy. Les Brown, 17th, legacy. Muhammad Ali, 17, legacy. They leave legacies. JP Morgan, born on the 17th, they leave legacies. That's why we hear about JP Morgan today. Think about this. Walt Disney. Walt Disney's born December the 5th. His alignment numbers are 17 when you add that 12 plus that 5. We still hear about Walt Disney today. He's been dead over 25 years. Legacy. JP Morgan, been dead over 50 years. We still hear about JP Morgan today, 17 of April. Legacy. Marcus Garvey, born August the 17th. Legacy. Elijah Muhammad, 10 plus 7. He's born on October 10th, plus 7 equals 17. Nation of Islam, legacy. Noble Drew Ali, born on the 8th of January, legacy. Should I go on? Why it's important to understand legacy? I know I'm in another topic now. Jesus Christ. Let me get out of this topic. Woo! Y'all done got me. It's just downloads. The downloads and uploads just coming one time. It's just coming to me at one time. I don't know who he is. Oracle Eyes. I've been hearing about him, but I don't pay attention. I don't pay attention to everybody else's philosophy like that. I'll tune in real quick, but I'm again, everything is perspective. Whoever that person is that Oracle Eyes is, it's just his perspective. Because like I said, you can go to Chinese numerology. You go to Chinese numerology and you go to Japanese numerology, you're gonna get perspective. If he's good at what he do, keep on doing what you do. Because they say he's a celebrity, he's a numerologist to the celebrities. So is Lloyd Strayhorn. So am I. We're all numerologists and celebrity. Do I want a whole bunch of people? Yeah, I mean, I want people that's going to be serious. I don't just want people to just come to me. That's why my platform is called King Simon Presents. Only quality people, because I'm focused on quality and not just the quantity. I'm focused on quality and not just the quantity. And that's how I live as a misnomered Aquarian. I'm more about that humanitarian energy. I want people to get it, but I want people to get it in their own way. Like Panic used to say. Panic said, yo, if a man or a guy that's teaching you in front of you is not willing to share the books, Like I shared the book that I've been reading on Chinese horoscopes. Went to the dragon, broke it down, found out. I knew I was a horse already. I know I'm a horse. I know I'm born in the year of the horse. I'm born in the last portion of the horse going into the sheep. So now my mind says I'm part horse and part sheep because I'm born in 67, where the horse frequency ends in 67 on February 9th. And I'm born February 1st in 67. So right there, the sheep is coming in on February 9th, and I'm right there on the mix, the cusp of it. So I see that. I said, all right. So, and then when I read the sheep and I read the horse and what they have, I said, okay, I can see I have a mix of both of them. So being born right there, the cusping or the gradual transformation or transformation from horse to sheep, that's when I said, okay, I'm part horse and part sheep. I take what I need. And that's what I tell people about doing anything like this. You take what you need and move on. Take what you need and move on and grow. That's why I'm not stuck in any more religions and I'm not in any organizations. I take what I need and become a better person by following the laws of Ma'at. Balance, reciprocity, prosperity, forgiveness, healing, harmony, whatever it means. Take it and move on. So, coming out of currency, because you have to be creative and productive in order for you to maintain your currency. 44 is the dedicated worker, the one that says trust in your universe, but the internals of currency is the number 12, which is a 3 when you add the A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes in the Chaldean it adds up to a 3. Currency helps you to express, but currency can also get you in trouble because the number 3 is a number that can go down the reckless road if you don't use your currency correctly. It could be a reckless road if you don't use the currency correctly. Just like if you don't use money, but money is currency. This is the root of all money, gold, silver. It's all currency. They're all connected to what currency. So this is the Godfather. This is the Godfather or the Godmother. This is the granddaddy. Currency, because all of us are looking to make sure we are either current or we have currency working with each other, with family, friends, and all that. This is the currency. Currency is the Godfather. Money is just a byproduct of the currency. Because in order for you to generate money, you have to have good currency. You have to have good energy with people and know how to attract that. Or you have to know how to manipulate the currency. Whether you're negative, you got to know how to manipulate the currency. You got to be fearless because 99 is there. 99 with the double R's, that represents fearlessness when you have that 99 in there. 99 is an important factor of the word currency. Matter of fact, the word 99, I got some notes. Knowledgeable of everything and adept at answering most questions. The word currency. Currency helps you to answer certain things that you want. Understanding currency helps you to understand how to answer certain things that you want to relate with in this realm. If you understand currency, which is energy. Do I have to break down the word energy too? I can do that too. I ain't got no problems. As long as it got letters to it and it got numbers to it, guess what? We got a breakdown for it. Also, the number 99 is designed to give. Your life is dedicated to helping, cause, and uplifting humanity. So when you have currency, the power numbers within this is telling you what you need to do. Uplift humanity with your currency. And it's known as a supreme leader who leads by example, exhibiting the highest integrity and wisdom. When you have currency, that's what you're supposed to do. When you have currency, that's what you're supposed to do. There's a negative of it too. It can become destructive because 9 can be a very destructive number. 99 can be a destructive number. Number 99 can be a very destructive number because of the 9 frequency that it leads with. And that's a number of military war, destruction. That's why the Chaldeans respected it. You don't see 9 in the Chaldean system because they honored the number 9. It's because not only because it can add up to certain things and it brings itself back, or you can multiply it with the number 9 and it brings itself back. It brings its reflection back. But because when it shows up, it's either going to be higher levels of love and humanity and understanding, or higher levels of destruction and war. 27, 9 is there again. Money. For the love of money, people will hit on their brother. For the love of money, people will kill their own mother. For the love of... That number 9 can be destructive, baby. Read, oh, mean green, my mighty dollar. For the love of money, it can go down the negative road of this master number 22, which master number 22 can be a very dangerous number if you're not careful. It can be a very criminal-orientated number. Number 22 is a number of criminal masterminds. In numerology, where's that book? It's an old book I got called Your Days Are Numbered by Florence Campbell. She breaks that down from her perspective about the number 22. And the master number, they need master number 11 because they only focus on 11. They never even considered 33 back in the day. Now everybody's looking at 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99. But I'm telling you, so money is a very interesting frequency also. And it does add up to the master number 22, which deals with building it because it's a master builder, master architect. You know what I'm saying? It's a master architect. When you see numbers like $2.99 and $5.99 and rejects used to cost $1.99. Rejects, it makes your feet feel fine. Rejects, I don't even know why I still remember that goddamn song. People gonna start laughing. I don't even know why I remember that song. But 99 is a universal frequency that when you put it behind, somebody asked the question, when you put 99 behind things, it adds universality to it. It adds humanitarian service because around the world in the esoteric realm, they understand what the 9 represents or what 99, because you're doubling the humanitarian frequency of the number 90, of the 99. And remember that number 99 is the number of uplifting humanity. But also on the negative, you could use humanity also. There's a negative to all of it. There's a duality. If you're not going to uplift them, you could destroy humanity too with that 99. Man, stop playing. Family, I hope that you got benefit from this. I hope y'all got a lot of benefit from what I just shared with you. There's much more to a lot of this because remember, every letter has a word, has a number to it. Everything you got your mid-haven, mid numbers, you know, which you got your capstone, you got the end of number, you got all of that. You got your keystone and key numbers. You got all of that in this mix. There's a lot that can be told with the vowels, the consonants. Don't forget the consonants of every word. The consonants of every word means something. The outer aspects of that particular, the expression is when you add all of it up. The vowels is the soul urge. Some people call it the inner urge. So everything has an inner urge. Everything has an outer urge. Everything has a expression. Your name, my name, her name, its name, dog's name, cat's name. It's all of it has that. Man. On that note, family, I know I've been up here. Now 11:31. I was gonna go through it, but I ain't gonna go to 12. I'm good. This was delicious. I think y'all got a good belly full. Tonight, though. Tonight will be a special night. I want everybody to come. Tonight we're gonna have our special guest will be Professor James Small in the building. speaking about African spirituality is not to be played with. African spirituality and all that comes with it is not to be played with, family. So I can't wait to have the Baba on. And then on Wednesday at 9:30 p.m., this is not a Healing Vibe show. Healing Vibe is going to be coming back in February. But this with Mama Ella, Wednesday, January 17th. IG, but we also going to be on YouTube also, because I'm going to put this on YouTube also. IG with Mama Ella, and we're going to talk about her spiritual depth and the spiritual wisdom that she shared all through from the time I met her. She's been doing it. Her mama's from Haiti, and her father's from the Congo. So you know that mixture made something very special. They made something very special. And they're preparing for this event happening on January the 20th. Mama Ella, Professor Smalls, Sister Kafunya, Brother Ankh Rising Sun, Brother Raphael, and many others. And, of course, Nicholas Brooklyn. If y'all in Brooklyn, New York, boom, make sure y'all tap in at 6 p.m. over there at Brooklyn. I think it's more at the door, so make sure y'all call them to find out how you can get those advanced tickets, all right? As a matter of fact, let me put it in the chat. I do have it right here. Let me put it in the chat. Let me share the link. Put the link in the chat. If you want to see Professor Smalls' first 2024 lecture and presentation at Nicholas, please. There it is. If you want to see Professor Smalls, just put it in the chat. So make sure y'all support Professor Smalls. Mama Ella is going to deliver her energy as usual. And then on the 21st, I have one of his students. I have the only Brother Reggie coming in. Brother Reggie is going to be coming in. Big up to Brother Reggie. Brother Reggie is coming in. You know, yeah, Sister Kafunya will be doing the sound healing bowls. Brother Reggie's coming in. He's not doing any debates on my show. I want to show this brother respect because he's been doing it behind the scenes and now has stepped in front to teach what his elders like Dr. Professor Smalls and Dr. Jeffries has taught him, and what Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark, these are all his elders. So we're going to speak about history is best qualified to reward our research. That was something said by Malcolm X back in the day. So make sure y'all tune in as Brother Reggie comes and calm down on my show. And we're going to talk about his life, why he got into knowledge, his stint with the Sons of Africa and all of that. The Sons of Africa was the security team for Dr. Jeffries and many other, Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark. Those was the security teams. These brothers was well trained. So don't play with Brother Reggie just because you think he has one of those, those people. He's a person you can't play with him. That's a good brother. And January 27th, of course, I'm going to do a tribute to my dear Baba on his born day, Dr. Laila Africa, from 9:09 p.m. to 11:11 p.m. This will be a call-in and a LinkedIn show. That means I will share the links if you want to come in on StreamYard, or if you just want to call in. I'll have those two options for people to come in to tell us and share their experience about Dr. Laila Africa and his teachings and how it has helped them in many ways, and it has helped many of us over the years. Look at that quote. He says, "I will never understand scented toilet paper. Your ass can't smell it." Only Dr. Africa. I ain't never heard somebody tell it like it is. Other than Sabi, from his perspective, Dr. Africa, tell it like it is. Tell it like it is. I know that ain't the song. I have a double header on the 28th. I have Kendall Cobbs from Hypnosis with Kendall, sipping tea and talking hypnotherapy with Kendall. We're going to be doing it, baby. I'm going to be sipping tea. She's going to be sipping tea, and we're going to talk about hypnotherapy on Sunday, January the 28th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then that evening, I got this beautiful sister, Destiny Pendarvis, from the boutique called Egyptian Eyes Boutique, intuitive life coach and crystal advisor. The power of inner growth, because she does a lot of services, a lot of advisory at her place, and she got books and crystals and stones and all that. Sunday, January 28th. That's Sunday, January 28th. And can't wait to have her back on. I've had her on before. And big up to this beautiful sister, the one, the only, Nia Love of Holistic Living Project, aka Natasha Dezzoni. She is doing a thing called Returning Home Within, wellness retreat for mental health professionals and therapists and healers. So this is only for mental health professionals, therapists, and healers. If you want to have a retreat into Jamaica, West Indies, make sure you hit this sister up. She got a beautiful retreat for y'all. If you're serious about those people that are in the field that needs to release a little bit of something, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got to release something. It's all right. Y'all can go over there and hang out with her. I recommend the sister. She's a student not only of Queen of Four, but she's also a student of Dr. Layla Africa. She's a student of the mental health field. She's a PhD candidate for the mental health field. And now she's doing something in Jamaica for people in the profession of mental health therapy and healers that have been drained and just need a getaway. Go ahead and contact her, or go ahead and hit her up, or go ahead to traveljoy.com for bookings and hit up all of that. Take a snapshot of this and you can get all of that. And she's at Holistic Living Project LLC at Gmail also. So if you're into the field of therapy and mental health and you need to just unwind and go to Jamaica and go have a good time with her, go check her out. All right. Bang. Dr. Layla Africa website. Hit him up at laylaafrica.com. That's laylaafrica.com. Of course, you want to take my last webinar that I did was Ascended Masterclass. I'm going to be doing another one in February, more likely Applied Numerovation Part 2. I'm going to do another one where I'll probably go a little bit more deeper in how to relate to the books that you read that pertain it to numerology or astrology also, because you got to learn how to relate it to the times, people, places around you. So I'm gonna focus on numerology. I'm not going to do astrology, but I'll touch on astrology in the next one. I'm going to do that in February or March. That's going to be a webinar February, March, live and direct. I'm going to do it live and direct on a private. You got to pay to get in or circulate. You got to circulate some funds to get in. That's how it is. But if you want this one, please add your email in the comment or the description section of PayPal or Cash App when you send, and I will send you the link immediately as soon as I see it. Make sure y'all support Carrie Ann Ingram. She's heading to Jamaica, so big up to her. She's going to be doing something with Paula Herlock in Jamaica. So this should be good, nice. A meditation circle for the world. I think it's very important. Meditation is very important, and learning how to do things like this. This sister does great work. She did a consultation for me a couple months back, and it was powerful. So I still got it on record, and I still listen to all the recordings I get from different people like Khadidra, Sister Khadidra, and different people. I still listen to their recordings. All right, good. Lloyd Strayhorn. Make sure y'all support the Baba. Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. Hit him up, 800-581-4400. Get his books, get his newsletter, get his new app, all of that. Go get it. Lloyd is the man. He's my brother. Also, I got my new audio book coming soon, family, around February, March. It's coming through more likely for the new year, the new spiritual or energetic new year of the spring season. That's when we're going to come out with it in my 52-day productive cycle, which is my reputation cycle. From my birthday. Remember, after your birthday there's a 52-day cycle that comes right after your birthday of producing, reputable, being, so we're going to talk about that, but it's going to be in the audio. We're going to talk about that in the audio book also. Coming soon. But if you do want to get all of my books so you can read it with the audio book, please go to Amazon or go to Linktr.ee/King Simon the Numerovator. Numerovation for mental stability is my self-published book, my second self-published book, but I gave my first self-published book to Dr. Africa. So those 3 other books are published by Dr. Layla Africa. So anytime you support me, you support Dr. Africa and his wife. Of course, the late Dr. Africa. Numbers are simple. Children's health is important. Numbers are simple. People are complicated. And no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Those 3 books are published by Dr. Layla Africa. Okay. And if you want to book a session with me, the circulational price goes up on my birthday, February the 1st. And I might start doing the hour sessions, and that's going to go up also. So if you want to do an hour session with me starting February 1st, it's going to be going up to, I think, my hour sessions will be $253. I think $253. That's how much you're gonna share. That's the circulation fee. Let me look at that again. My half an hour sessions will be going up to $135. Yeah, my half an hour session, I got it written down because I had to break down the numbers and make sure everything is right. Yeah, my hour sessions will be, my 60-minute sessions will be 253. That adds up to a 10, which is a 1, the Wheel of Fortune energy. And my new 30-minute session will be 136. That adds up to a number 10, which is my Wheel of Fortune number. And if you want to skip and interrupt my waiting list, because I have a waiting list, it's an extra 100 circulation fee. If you want to interrupt my waiting list, it's an extra 100 circulation fee. All right. So family, on that note, I'm so glad we had this time together just to have some fun and talk about mathematics. You better understand the word dragon for you to understand the money currency in it. Family, have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Your brother King Simon has been on the air. Going to take a step to the rear and get the heck on out of here. Remember, this has been numerovational literacy of the words money and currency. And I added the word dragon to it because this is the new Chinese New Year we're going into. You have been watching King Simon Presents Only Quality People and the Numerovational Nation on YouTube. And you watch me on Instagram. Thank y'all for tuning on Instagram. Thank y'all for tuning in on Twitter. Thank y'all for tuning in on 2 of my YouTube pages. And thank y'all for tuning in on my private Facebook page, Ministry of Numerovation, and on my regular Facebook page, King Simon, on there. So thank y'all very much, man. Y'all don't know how proud I am of those that holds on and really wants to study and really wants to learn, man. It's really important to me because I'm not going to be here forever. Take Lloyd's class. He's not going to be from here forever. Jackie's class. Take her class. Cardology with Aquarius Maxim, Nina Diamond. They're not going to be here forever. Raul, take his classes. They're not going to be here forever, but at least we can leave the information that you can learn and pass it on to your child. Because even if your child, if you get it and your children don't get it, maybe your grandchildren. I know one of my grandchildren won't get it. I already see their numbers. I already understand. My children, my oldest son, he got it because he studied it, but he needs to, I think he needs to step out and do his sessions too. And another one of my sons might get into it after, but but I see my grandchildren. I see the master numbers that are being born. I see the sevens that are being born. I see the ones that are probably going to look towards it and say, granddad did this and he circulated funds doing this. I can be a numerovator too. I can be motivating people to be their best too. That's what you want to encourage your legacy to do, so your legacy can become a dynasty, so it can go into infinity. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Remember what Dr. B said, man. I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I am thankful for my life. Accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. And like Dr. Blair says, please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. Family, have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Be safe, be strong, be focused, and be your numerovational self on all levels. And thank you for tuning in to the live from the mathematical universe right here. King Simon Presents Only Quality People, and King Simon Presents the Numerovational Perspective. Take care. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. Hey, this is King Simon, the International Numerovator. Remember, get all my books on Amazon or go to Linktr.ee/King Simon the Numerovator. And remember, don't forget to book my sessions at 347-496-1022. Book now. So remember, our job as studiers of these metaphysical, esoteric knowledge is to help enhance people to be better. I, as a numerovator, using the numbers, or quote-unquote numerals, and motivation to get people to understand why they need to activate their numbers to be their very best self and maximize it. Because the numerals hold a frequency. And if you're willing to turn up that frequency, then that frequency can help to guide you and navigate you to a higher height that will allow you to spiral to be your best self. We must remember that.